Hello and welcome to Go EdTech Go. For today's tech tip, I'm going to show you how to make a Google form with all of your students' names pre-listed in the Google form to allow for ease of use when having students peer review each other, grade each other in Google Forms. And so I'm going to show you really quickly what I mean by that. And so if you look at this Google form, this is something I gave to my students last year. It was a collaboration form where after they completed a project, they graded each other, their peers, based on how they collaborated. And so when they went to the link for this Google form, they were presented with this screen here where they were supposed to choose their English period. So for example, if they chose period 1 and hit next, what they would see now is a list of all of the students in my period 1 roster. And so if I was the first student here and my partner was the next student, I can go ahead and click on that student that I wanted to grade that student's performance. I hit the student, go to next, and then now I'm presented with this screen that gives the criteria that we wanted them to assess each other on. And so in order to create this Google form, I'm going to show you right now how to do it. So here's a Google form that I just started. You'll see that the criteria that I wanted to have them assess each other on is already set up here. I just copied the quiz over and deleted the names because I have new students this year. And so the way you would start off first is by creating a question on the first page that just says something like, what is your English period? For my English 10 section, I have 4 classes of that. So now that I have this first question here, I'm required to make sure that they answer it. I'm going to add a new section, and this is where I'm going to start with my rosters. So I have period 1. I'm going to create a new question. The question is going to say, select a name from this period's roster. I'm just going to leave it like this for right now. The next thing you're going to do is create a new section. So by hitting that button there, I'm going to have period 2. Add a question. Same thing. And once you have all 4 of your, or however many sections you need done, make sure that the option here on the right for the question that you choose the drop down. That just makes it cleaner when the students go and choose the name. So once you're here, the next step is to go to PowerSchool. And once you're in PowerSchool, the next step is to pull your roster. So if you go to the backpack for your first period class that you're going to add the roster, click on it, and you can see all the names here on the left. And it's really simple and really easy. All you have to do is highlight and capture all the names all the way down. Copy it, go back to your form, go to the first option, make sure it's under the right period, right? Period 1, and paste. And now all of the names are inputted now in this period 1 box, this question. The next one is period 2. So just go back to your PowerSchool, go to the period 2 backpack, and again, copy your roster over, just control, or highlight the whole thing, copy it, go back to the form, go to period 2, go ahead and paste those names in there. So you're going to do this for all of the periods in the section. Once all of your names are inputted into this Google form, it's important to remember that you do not make it a required question, just because period 1 shouldn't have to answer period 2's, period 3, that kind of thing. So make sure that when you have your roster, you do not require a response. Have it selected so it does not require a response. And so the next thing you need to do is link now these answers to the appropriate section. And so if you click on the 3 dots here on the bottom right, you're going to click on where it says go to section based on answer. And now you have the options of where they're going to go. So for period 1, the default is obviously go to the next section. But you don't want it to go to the next section. You want it to go to section 2, period 1. If they hit period 2, you want them to go to section 3, period 2. If they're in period 3, you want them to go to the period 3 section. And then if they're in period 4, they hit period 4, you want them to go to the period 4 section. So that way, if somebody hits period 2 and hits next, they will not see anything else except for their specific period roster. Once you have this set up where they go to their appropriate roster, you want to control where they go next after they choose their name. And the way you would do that is under each section where it says continue to next section, it's going to change that. So instead of going to next section after they finish choosing their name, you want them to skip all of these other ones and go to the first section where they're going to grade each other. So I want them to go to section 6, preparedness. Then if you go to the next period, I want them to go to the same spot, section 6, preparedness. Same for period 3. And the same for period 4. So now once you do that, one way to check it, so once you do that, you're finished. But one way to check it is by going to the little eyeball there for preview, and you can see what it looks like. So if I hit period 2, for example, hit next, I have the nice little clean drop-down menu. Click on the drop-down menu. This is indeed my second period roster. I'd click on the name of the person that I'm going to grade, hit next, and I get jumped to preparedness, which is section 6. And so once you have this done, then you are finished. You can go back to the edit, and that's where you're going to click on send to send that out to your students. The next thing we're going to do for a tutorial video is show you how to adjust the Google Sheet that is created to make grading and averaging the numbers easy for you. And so please stay tuned for that video coming next week. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions or any comments you would like to bring to our attention, or maybe if you want access to the template Google form that I created for this collaboration form, just leave your email in the comments section and we will send one right out to you. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.